What's poppin', guys? And today I'd like to share with you the PLL algorithms that I use. Now PLL is wherein the top layer is already oriented, and now you have to solve these last pieces so you can be able to solve the cube. Special thanks to Jake for suggesting to teach advanced PLL, but since there are about 20 plus PLL algorithms, and with me knowing full PLL, I'd like to share with you these algorithms that I use, since there is not really any best PLL, but it's whichever suits you the best. So anyways, let's get into the algorithms. Alright, so our first algorithm is the UBPerm, which is one of the first algorithms in the UPerm set. Now, as we can see, we have all corners in the correct spot. And now all we need to do is just to cycle the edges in a clockwise manner. Now, one quick way to spot a UPerm, or especially the type of UPerm, is finding your opposite edge. In this case, we have our opposite edge on the left, which is the UBPerm, meaning we have this again cycled clockwise. So the algorithm is as follows. So next we have the UAPerm, in which we cycle our edges counterclockwise and our opposite edge is on the right. So the algorithm is as follows. Our next algorithm is called the ZPerm, in which here we have again all corners solved, and now we have to swap two sets of adjacent edges. So as you have here, green and red swap with each other, and blue and orange swap with each other. So the algorithm is as follows. Now our final PLL with all corners solved is the HPerm, in which we swap two sets of opposite edges. Like here we have green and blue and orange and red. So the algorithm is as follows. Now our next set of algorithms has all edges solved, and we only need to solve the rest of the corners. Now this algorithm is the AA perm, in which we have this 2x2x1 block over here, and we have headlights, which are two edges together at the back. So the algorithm is as follows. Our next algorithm is called the AB perm, which it looks similar to the AA perm, but we have our headlights to the right. So the algorithm is as follows. Our final algorithm for permuting the corners only is the E-perm. Now this case is quite tricky to look around, but the case looks like this, in which you have your edge here in front solved, and you have your other corners sticking out into these areas. Now the algorithm is as follows. Now let's move on to algorithms that swap one set of adjacent corners. Our first algorithm here is the RA perm. Now you can distinguish this by seeing these blocks here, except that at the back this block isn't solved and this edge is an adjacent edge. And you also have to swap these two corners. So the algorithm is as follows. Our next algorithm is the RB perm, which is a mirrored version of the RA, which we have our solved block here and this unsolved block to this side. Now we put our solved corners to our front. As you can see, these edges also need to be swapped. So the algorithm is as follows. Our next case is the JA perm, in which we have this side solved with this block finished, and all we need to do is to swap these two adjacent edges and these two adjacent corners. So the algorithm is as follows. Now our next case is the JB perm. Now this algorithm is quite simple. You will have a solved side here, and now all you want to do is to swap these two edges and these two corners. It'll seem very familiar once you get used to it. The algorithm is as follows. The next algorithm is the T-perm, which in my opinion is one of the easiest to memorize PLLs. As we see here, we can swap these two corners and these two opposite edges. So now the algorithm is as follows. Now our final algorithm in this set of swapping one set of adjacent corners is the F-perm, in which you will have a solved area on the left, and all you need to do is to swap these two edges and these two corners. The algorithm is as follows. Now let's move on to the PLLs that swap one set of diagonal corners. Now this algorithm here is the V-perm. As you can see, we have what looks like an A-perm. However, these two corners are not the same and these need to be switched. So the algorithm is as follows. And now we have the Y-perm, in which we can see that this one corner has to be swapped with this opposite, and these two edges as well. So the algorithm is as follows. Upcoming next are two tricky algs, which are the N-perms. Now this one is the NA perm. When we see this 1x1x2 block facing to the right, and this one also to the right, to the right, to the right, and to the right. So the algorithm is as follows. Now we have the NB perm, which looks like the NA perm, but the 1 by 1 by 2 blocks are on the left. This is also quite tricky, but here is the algorithm as follows. Now, the final 4 algorithms we'll be having are the J perms. So this first case is the GA perm, in which we have headlights to the left, and we have a 1 by 1 by 2 block here at the front. So the algorithm is as follows. Next, we have the GB perm, which headlights are on left, and our 1 by 1 by 2 block is here at the back right. The algorithm is as follows. Next, we have the GC perm, in which we have our headlights to the right and our 1 by 1 by 2 block on the front left. So the algorithm is as follows. Now our final PLL is the GD perm, which we have headlights on left and our 1 by 1 by 2 block here on the bottom right. The algorithm is as follows. So these were all of the PLLs. So this also counts as full PLL. I do hope that you've enjoyed watching this video and you've hopefully learned something from it. So take note that all of these algorithms require extensive drilling and practicing for you to get the hang of it and to memorize these algorithms. And in solves, they will come as muscle memory in time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep popping, guys. Peace.